What is up, people, and welcome back to the finale of the Rags to Riches, the sequel. This is the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. Like I say, we are at the finale, the final round ever of the Rags to Riches, the sequel, and what a journey it has been. To recap, we started off in F1 2010 with the Virgin team. I think we got 3 race wins in that season, which was incredible, which got us to drive for Williams in F1 2011. That was a fantastic season as well, missing out on the championship in the 2011 season by 1 single point. So close to the end of the day. We won the final race in Brazil, but unfortunately Alonso got the 10th place that he needed to win the championship. Then we went to Force India, I believe, for F1 2012. Struggled a little bit there, but we got a drive halfway through the season for Sauber in F1 2012. Then things started to pick up a little bit. Got us a drive for Lotus in F1 2013 for the first part of the season. Again, struggled at the beginning, but once we moved to Ferrari at the end, especially with the classic tracks added on as well, we really started to pick up some momentum and got some really decent results in that season. And that got us a drive for Ferrari once again for F1 2014. And after 18 rounds this season, we're currently leading the Drivers' World Championship. We overtook Lewis Hamilton at the previous round in Brazil. It was a really strange race. He had a brake failure at the beginning, and for some reason halfway through the race his brakes failed and we managed to take the lead of the race. Unfortunately though, we just weren't quick enough on the hard tyres, and that dropped us down into third place. It was at the end of the day, just losing out to Daniel Ricciardo. But going into today's race, something very interesting that I forgot to mention in the previous round of the Brazilian Grand Prix, it's double points. It is double points for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I completely forgot that in the 2014 season there were double points. What a crazy idea that was. But double points for today's race, which just blows it all out of proportion. Me and Lewis Hamilton, 7 points separate us. So if Lewis Hamilton wins, I come second. That's it, game over. He's won the championship. Same with Nico Rosberg, I believe. If he comes first, I come second. Yeah, 14 points, that'll do him, and he'll win the championship as well. So it's going to be so difficult in this final race. We have to beat our 2 championship rivals. Let's have a look at the emails though going into today's race. The pressure is definitely on. The pressure is definitely on us here today. But the race information for Abu Dhabi, of course, it's going to be dry. Even though we have had a wet race in the 2012 season. Contract withdrawn. Don't really care about those guys. And teammate challenge data. Beaten Fernando Alonso on all of them but the out-qualified. So it's been a good season for myself. And that was our 13th podium of the year last time around at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic. And that's the race results data from the Brazilian Grand Prix. So, without any further ado, let's head over to the final ever race of the Rags to Riches, the sequel. Here we are then in Abu Dhabi for one-shot qualifying as we come around the final corner now. What a good exit down towards the line, putting up into Rich Mix, and away we go for the final qualifying lap of the Rags to Riches, the sequel. Here we go, down towards turn 1. Oh, great. We've run it a little bit too wide. That's not good news there. Running it wide, that's going to lose us a little bit of time. Hopefully, though, this lap is still going to be good enough to get us into the top 3. Already 8 tenths off the pace on Lewis Hamilton, who's currently in pole position. That's not good news, but if we can keep it 8... I'm just struggling so bad. Although, that's not too bad, actually. A bit of a switch back there on the hairpin will help us get some good acceleration, and we will be following in the slipstream of the Force India ahead of me. But whereabouts will this put us? Hopefully, we can still get in the top 10. That's where we need to be in this qualifying session. Okay, wow, we gained so much time just from being in the slipstream of Sergio Perez down the 2 back straights. That's absolutely incredible. 3 tenths of a second now separates myself and Lewis Hamilton. We may be on still for a top 3 finish in this qualifying session. We do need to get past Perez as soon as possible, though, because he may hold us up. So we might go for a move. A little bit of a dive bomb move up the inside. Get the car turned in. Come on. No. Perez, get out of the way, mate. Get out of the way. Don't hold me up. Don't hold me up. I need a good lap here. Get out of the way. Come on. Through the final couple of corners now, using all the track available to us on the right-hand side. Down in towards the penultimate corner. Through the right. One more corner left to go. Come on. Whereabouts will this put us? Please be in the top 3. Destroying the final corner. Down towards the line. Whereabouts will we be? It's not pole, but it is within the top 4. Good qualifying session. That's what we need to do. We need to be within the top half of the field. We are only 3 places behind Lewis Hamilton, our closest championship rival. So that's not too bad at the end of the day. If we can just keep close, get some good slipstream, we may have a chance of still winning this championship. But the pressure is still all on. You know, even though we are leading the championship, those 7 points mean nothing with double points. Absolutely nothing. So it is going to be difficult here today for me to beat both Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. But Lewis Hamilton gets pole 44 thousandths of a second ahead of Nico Rosberg, with Fernando Alonso in third, myself in fourth, Vettel fifth, Ricciardo in sixth, it's Hulkenberg seventh, Massa eighth, Button ninth, and Valtteri Bottas rounds out the top 10. Any surprises in today? Not really, so let's see what we can do from fourth on the grid. It's race day. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the final round ever of the Rags to Riches, the sequel. We are in P4, baby, for today's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Good start to the weekend in qualifying, but we need to beat both of my championship rivals. Lewis Hamilton in first, Nico Rosberg in second. We lose out to both of those guys, we've lost the championship, so it's going to be difficult here today. Race strategy, though, starting on the option tyres, pitting for the primes on lap 6 of this 14-lap race. Teammate challenge, don't really need to look at that. We've destroyed Alonso, although teammate qualifying, he's done a pretty good job on that one, 12-7. So well done to Alonso on out-qualifying me for this whole entire season. P4 on the grid, though, 0% chance of rain. So let's get ready to rumble. There they are then. Lewis Hamilton in pole position for today's race. Nico Rosberg second, Fernando Alonso in third, and there's myself in fourth place. We need Alonso to be a good teammate here today. He either needs to get past those two drivers or let me through straight away. But let's get the engines ready. The lights coming on. We go to 5 red lights. It is lights out, and away we go for the final time here in the Rags to Riches, the sequel. Much better start there compared to Nico Rosberg and Fernando Alonso. And there we go, job done. And Lewis Hamilton leaves the door wide open. And there we go, taking the position. I barged him out of the way, but that's sort of karma for the first time we did Rags to Riches, when you barged me out of the way in the final round there and you won the championship. So you can take that, Lewis Hamilton, you dick. We are taking the lead of this race, and we are going on to win the championship. Sit back, relax, and watch me dominate. Here we go. Lewis Hamilton, just stay off my back, mate. Stay off my back. Let me have this championship. I deserve it after what you did to me last time around. Let me have the championship. Come on. Lewis Hamilton all over my tail here on lap 2 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He's surely going to have an opportunity to go for an overtake down in towards this next chicane. Here he goes on the back of me. Will he have enough pace, though, to go for the overtake down towards the chicane? He's going to go for it on the left-hand side, side by side, between myself and Lewis Hamilton. Going to have to give him the room around the inside of the chicane. He takes it, but we'll get the inside into the next part. But we're going to run a little bit wide. Not the best of exits there. Lewis Hamilton is going to have the run of me down in towards the next part of the circuit. The triple chicane is going to have enough in his car, though, to get the job done. I don't think so, and we have survived for this lap, but we've still got a long way left to go. We have still got 12 laps of this race left to go. 12 opportunities there for Lewis Hamilton to get past us, especially with the pit stop phase as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this race develops, but it's going to be a tense one. Fair. Fernando Alonso's got a bit of pace about him here today, going purple on the previous lap. Fastest lap of the race so far for my teammate. Lewis Hamilton still 6 tenths off me at the moment. He will get DRS on this lap as well. We know how quick that Mercedes is in this career mode. So Lewis Hamilton is going to have a great opportunity to go for an overtake. Maybe not down this straight, but definitely down in towards the next one. So here is Lewis Hamilton picking up that toe, picking up that slipstream, and that DRS goes to the left-hand side. Can he get the job done this time around? I think he can. Yes, he can for the moment. Lewis Hamilton gets the overtake done. We're going to go around the outside, though, in towards this chicane, side by side with Lewis Hamilton. Can we keep it? Having to give him the room. Yes, we can. Alonso! Oh, my God. Alonso, you absolute beast. Just barges past. Says, no, no. Alonso, be a good number 2 driver. No. What are you doing? Alonso, why would you do that, mate? Come on. Why would you do that to me, buddy? Ah, I need this. Be a good number 2 driver and settle back, mate. Come on. Why are you overtaking me? You need to settle for P2. Hold up Lewis Hamilton and help me get the race win. Goodness sake. Alonso obviously didn't get the memo that we could win the championship here today. Right, here we are on the back of Fernando Alonso at the moment. Going into the hairpin, taking a wider approach. Putting ourselves right behind my teammate. He sort of, you know, got a little bit scared there coming out of that corner. Gave me the position. And now it's side by side with the 2 Ferrari drivers. This is going to give... Actually, no, it's not. I thought it would give Lewis Hamilton some great tone. I think we're going to get the job done on Fernando Alonso down towards the first chicane. Yes, we are. Job done on Alonso for the time being. But he will most likely come back at me down the next part. Hopefully he doesn't, as we get a terrible exit out of that corner. And it looks like Vettel has got the job done on Hamilton as well. Wow. This championship is really falling into my hands at the moment. Alonso is in second. I'm now in first. And Vettel has got past Lewis Hamilton This is absolutely incredible stuff here today. I've got Alonso and Vettel all over my tail at the moment. They were going side by side through turn 3 there. Alonso and Vettel really want to get past me. They are very, very quick in this race at the moment, to be fair to them. Vettel set fastest lap time. So is Alonso. Where's our fast lap time? I want to be quick around this circuit. At the moment, we're just really not. But the two Mercedes aren't either. They are really struggling here today. Now Vettel is going to go on the attack of me. Down on the left-hand side. Can he get the job done? I think it's going to be fairly simple for the Red Bull driver. He does. Up the inside. We're going to go side by side in towards the chicane. Just able to brake so much later than the Red Bull driver in towards the second part. Job done, but not the best of exits there. That's going to give Vettel a great opportunity to go too wide down this straight. Here he goes on the right-hand side. Sebastian Vettel, can he go for the overtake? He's going to try it around the outside in towards the triple chicane. Can he get the job done? I'm not too sure. It's going to be side by side between the two of us through this corner. We're going to have to give him the room. We'll get the inside in towards the next part. And there we go. Job done on Sebastian Vettel. It's so close right now between the top 5 drivers. You have me, Vettel, Alonso, Hamilton, and Rosberg separated by about a second at the moment. So close between the 5 of us. Here we go then for lap 6 of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Another opportunity for Sebastian Vettel to get past myself down in towards the next chicane. Here he goes on the back of me, picking up the toe, picking up the slipstream. Yes, we are in lean mixed fuel at the moment, but that's only because the two Mercedes are conserving fuel as well, as Vettel gets past on the left-hand side. We can brake later, though, down in towards this chicane than the Red Bull driver. It's going to be side by side between the two of us, having to give the room around the outside. Not the best of exits once again, but like I was saying, the two Mercedes drivers are going in conservation mode for the start of this race, and then they're going to be in rich mix at the end. We need to defend against those two guys. We're not really too fussed whether we lose out to Sebastian Vettel or Fernando Alonso or not, as we make a dive bomb move up the inside of that chicane, side by side with Sebastian. Oh my god, I've made contact with him. They didn't really give me a lot of room through that corner. Having to give him the room, though, through the left. Still side by side between myself and Vettel. I think he's going to have the legs of me. Will he? Round this fast right hand. I think he's got the job done. Yes, he has. Sebastian Vettel gets the job done and moves up another position. We're going to dive up the inside once again. Brake later than the Red Bull driver, side by side between us two. It looks like Lewis Hamilton has overtaken Fernando Alonso, and now he is right on the tail of Sebastian Vettel. Got the overtake done. Has gone round the outside. So that battling with Sebastian Vettel has really cost us in this race, because that's put Lewis Hamilton right on our tails. We're going to come into the pits now for this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Don't want to go into the wall, so taking it nice and cautiously. Make sure we're in lean mix, and there we go. Into the pits we go. We have the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton right on my tail. Looks like the Red Bull coming in as well. Please don't get held up. Please don't get held up. Come on, we need a good pit stop here today. It's not a good one. Is it a good one? Yes, it is. I thought I got overtaken there by Mercedes. I did not. And the Red Bull has got back past Lewis Hamilton. So there we go. Holding on to position. And Vettel gets past Lewis Hamilton as well. As we exit this very iconic and unique pit lane exit there. Under the track, in the tunnel. Job done for the time being. But whereabouts will Alonso and Rosberg come out? Of course, we are battling with Rosberg in the championship as well. If Rosberg wins the race, we come second. That's it. Game over. Rosberg is the world champion. So, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Right on the tail of Danny Kvyat at the moment. We will get DRS on him down in towards the triple chicane. Of course, we need to get past him as soon as we possibly can. Otherwise, if we get held up, we could be overtaken by Nico Rosberg and Fernando Alonso. So at the moment, unfortunately, not able to get the job done on Danny Kvyat. Just looking for that opportunity to get past the Toro Rosso driver. Could have had a little look up the inside there, but just didn't want to risk it. I don't want to ruin my race at the same time, because if I'm out, then that's game over for me as well. So we need to be cautious, but at the same time, we need to be aggressive too. So we just need to get past Kvyat as soon as possible. Please don't hold me up, mate. Come on. Be a good guy. I won the championship with you in F1 2015. Come on, mate. Come on. Kvyat, get out of the way. What are you doing? Don't hold me up. The other guys are into the pits right now. So whereabouts are they going to come out? I'm not too sure whether Rosberg has got past Alonso or not. Kvyat into the pit lane as well. They're all coming out of the pits down in towards turn 1. Looks like Alonso may have lost out to a few of the other guys down in towards turn 1. I think I'm going to get the job done on them as I run it a little bit too deep in towards turn 1. Whereabouts is Nico Rosberg going to be? I think it's job done. And yes, it is. Nico Rosberg is down in third place at the moment. I think he's out ahead of Lewis Hamilton though. No, Hamilton gets past him. He's up into third place. And now we are quite a bit clear of the other guys. But we weren't exactly the quickest in qualifying. I know how quick those two Mercedes are. Especially now they will both be running in rich mix. So we do have to be aware about that on both of those guys. But fingers crossed we can still stay in this position. Okay, then it looks like Nico Rosberg has now got past Sebastian Vettel, which means those two Mercedes drivers are hunting me down. At the moment, though, I've got a good, like, 3 or 4 laps in me of a nice little gap. I can keep that 3-second gap to Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg for about 3 or 4 laps, and then they'll be right on my tail. So it's going to get very, very tense at the end of this race. Okay, then I still had about 3 or 4 laps in me before Lewis Hamilton will catch up. It's 3 laps later now, and look who's right on my tail. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. We've got 4 laps left to go in this race, so it is going to be a very intense battle between the 3 of us over the course of these last couple of laps. I have got it in rich mix. They've got it in rich mix as well. I know it's going to be close, 3/10 of a second off me at the moment. Lewis Hamilton, he's going for it. He wants this championship. He wants to win the 2014 championship so badly. I've run it very, very wide there into the hairpin. That's not good news. That's going to allow Lewis Hamilton to have a great opportunity to go for the overtake down in towards this next chicane. Here we are side by side with the Mercedes driver. I'm going to push him over to the left-hand side as much as I possibly can. Dive it up around the outside, down in towards the chicane. Here we go, round the outside on Lewis Hamilton, side by side between the 2 of us, having to give him room on the... Oh, losing the back end quite a bit there. That's put Lewis Hamilton right on my tail. Nico Rosberg is going to have a go as well. Here we go. Possibly even 3 wide down in towards this triple chicane. Here goes Lewis Hamilton on the left-hand side. Nico Rosberg as well. It's 3 wide. No, it's not. Rosberg backs out of it. 2 wide between me and Lewis Hamilton. I've given the room through the triple chicane. Here we go, side by side, and it's job done. Oh, losing the back end, though. That's giving Lewis Hamilton half a chance around the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he can't, but he's still there around the outside. He's got me at the inside now, but he gives up on it, and I've just about managed to hold on to the lead of the race, but I said it was going to be close. I said it was going to be intense. Lewis Hamilton just doesn't give up. Even halfway through a corner, he's still there around my outside. This is going to be close. This is going to be a tough old battle today. Lewis Hamilton not actually close enough to go for an overtake down in towards the first chicane. He may, though, have a good chance down towards the second one. Here we go, into the second chicane. Need a good exit from myself. Not too bad, but Lewis Hamilton is still pretty darn close to the back of my car. Down in towards the triple chicane. I don't think he's actually got the legs in that car. He might, or put it down in towards standard mix at the moment, whilst we are still running rich rev fuel. So, at the moment, it's looking really good for us to take this championship, but we know Lewis Hamilton, we know that Mercedes, they can, you know, switch it on within a second and be right on my tail. So we still have to be aware, still have to be cautious. I said Hamilton was being slow, but he actually went on and set the fastest lap of the race so far. So he switched it on once again, but then he's backed off massively down towards this triple chicane. He was 2/10 off the back of me. He's got very lucky there that I made a bit of a mistake and had to sort of like scrub the tyres through the corner. Once again, though, running it wide through the hairpin, needs to stop getting on that accelerator too early. Lewis Hamilton, though, there is a bit of a gap between the 2 of us. He will probably still be able to go round the inside down in towards this first chicane. Nico Rosberg way off the pace at the moment. Oh, Lewis Hamilton trying to do everything he can to put me off, moving in front of me in the braking zone. Nearly threw me off as I've lost the back end. That's going to allow Lewis to have a great opportunity on the right-hand side to go for the overtake. Nico Rosberg getting involved as well, making it 3 wide down in towards the triple chicane. Following both these guys, I've dropped down into 3rd place. Here we go, up the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Bit of a dive bomb move, side by side, though, with the Mercedes driver. And I think we've got the job done. Yes, we have. Lewis Hamilton backing out of that maneuver, and we hold on to the lead of the race for the time being. But this happened last time. We were battling with these 2 drivers, and Lewis Hamilton just barged me off the road. So that could still happen again. We have to have our wits about us and make sure we get to the checkered flag ahead of both of these guys. Final lap then of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It all comes down to this. 5 seasons of racing as Lewis Hamilton once again has a look up the inside down in towards this chicane. But it all comes down to this. 5 seasons of racing and the championship swings between me, Lewis, and Nico Rosberg. Nico Rosberg could still win the championship. He could overtake both of us down these 2 straights and win the championship, taking it away from both of us. Lewis Hamilton will have DRS on us, but he's just not close enough at the moment to go for the move, which might give him the chance, though, down in towards the second chicane. We'll just have to wait and see whether he's close enough to go for the overtake through that chicane there. And he's not close enough. It looks like at the moment, Lewis Hamilton is not got enough to go for the overtake. He's backed off massively. He's not quick enough at the moment. We just have to wait and see how the rest of this lap goes, though. We need to get the car to the end. We need to make sure we stay ahead of Lewis. 1.3 seconds Oh, don't need to do that, though. We do not need to lose the back end. What's happened to him? Has he had another problem? Yes, Lewis Hamilton has had another problem in this race. That's allowed Nico Rosberg to get the job done in towards the final couple of corners. Now I can feel my tyres going away from me at the moment. I'm not too sure how Nico Rosberg is doing, whether he's catching me up right now, but I don't think he is. I think the job is going to be all mine into the final couple of corners. Lewis Hamilton, once again, his car lets him down. We're not going to get taken out this time around through the final corner. And oh my God, we are going to win the Drivers' Championship in the 2014 season. We have done it. We have completed the Rags to Riches Challenge, becoming the world champion in the final round of this series. What an incredible series it's been. I cannot thank you guys enough for the incredible support on the series. It has been absolutely amazing, and it's all come down to this, and what an ending to it. What an ending here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Forza Ferrari, and that is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic here today. A race win, 50 points on board, and a world championship as well. Nico Rosberg finishes in second with Lewis Hamilton third, Sebastian Vettel in fourth, Daniel Ricciardo fifth, Felipe Massa in sixth, Fernando Alonso finishes in seventh with Jenson Button eighth, Valtteri Bottas in ninth, and Kevin Magnussen gets the final 2 championship points here. So Nico Hülkenberg and Sergio Perez just missing out on the points. Our only DNF for today was Marcus Ericsson in the Caterham. There were no real surprises in today's race at all. So then let's have confirmation that we are the Drivers' World Champion.
Brilliant. Drivers' Championship and second in the Constructors. You're the world champion. The team are waiting to celebrate with you when you get back to the pits.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much. World champion. World champion. Oh, all the hard work and everything like that is finally paid off. I mean, we've done 5 seasons of this, and it's not been plain sailing. It's not been an easy ride. We have been frustrated. We've been angry. But to come out at the end of it, world champion this time around, not missing out by 1 single championship point. In fact, beating Nico Rosberg by 26 championship points at the end of the day. He overtook Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton dropped from first to third thanks to 2 problems with his car in the final 2 races. So really, really disappointing there for the Ferrari man. But world champion. Absolutely incredible. And like I say, we've had some frustrated races. We've had some amazing races this season and along the way. But just to top off this incredible series with a championship win, I cannot think of anything better. I'll let you look at the other championship standings, even though the only real other people to score points were Danny Kvyat with 2, and everybody else had 0, so there's nothing really to look at there. Constructors' Championship, though, Mercedes won that one. That wasn't really a surprise at the end of the day. Mercedes were very quick in this game. I think we did a good job to get Ferrari up into second place ahead of the Red Bull team. 75 points off of Mercedes at the end of the day, which is still a really, really decent job. But that is it for today's episode, and that is also it for the Rags to Riches, the sequel. We may be doing a similar series to this in the new year, but you're just going to have to wait and see for that one and exactly what that series is going to be about. But I can tell you guys, you're going to be excited for it. You're going to seriously, if you've enjoyed this series, you're going to really enjoy the next series I have planned in the new year. But you're just going to have to wait for that one. If you have enjoyed today's episode, though, don't forget to smash a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula 1 content. And, of course, F1 2017 when it is out this week. But until then, and until the next one, it's goodbye from me.